Hey everyone, welcome back to the Live Fearlessly vlog series. I'm super excited today to be bringing back one of my favorite people in this whole world, and Miss Susie Simonson. I'm actually going to give you guys a proper introduction, because I have many things that I could say about this beautiful woman, and I want to make sure that I do it complete justice and I don't cry while I do it. So I want to start by saying, Susie, thank you for joining us today and coming back to the show. Super excited to have you here. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's good to be back. It's awesome. 2 years. It's been
I
2
know.
years.
You guys, Susie was the very first guest that I had start this series, and how very fitting that she gets to continue and be a part of the next piece that we're layering in here. So I'm going to do the proper introduction before we dive in, because once we get going, we're just going to go. So here we go. Susie Simonson gets to bring life to the flat lines of your business by borrowing her belief, building a foundation of success, and becoming exactly who you're meant to be. I just love this so much. Okay. She draws out your confidence, strength, and determination in your purpose with purpose. Daily, she's a best-selling author and co-founder of Better Together & Co. with her husband, and On Purpose with Rebecca Plutz. Yours truly, if I could talk today. Susie is a stroke survivor of 10 years and counting, and she knows that no matter where you're at, that you are exactly who your world needs. And if you shrink back, your world will go without. She and her love at first sight husband live in Shakopee, Minnesota with their rainbow baby, my nephew, Knox, and they are better together. Okay, so I'm like fumbling through my words because I'm like so freaking excited and honored to have you back with us, Susie. And you guys, this is my business partner. This is my travel buddy, my bestie. And like, we've been through it all. We're continuing to grow together, and I'm just super honored that she's here. So Susie, again, thank you for coming back on and being a part of this journey with me always. You are my someone. I always have someone with you.
Yes, absolutely. And I just have to say the growth that the growth that we both have experienced, but the growth that I've seen in you over the past 2 years, over the past 3.5 years, is amazing. And I'm so thankful that I get to be a part of it, and that we're here. And it feels like yesterday. Doesn't it feel like yesterday that it was the first one? And you've had how many guests?
Yeah, I mean, this is the 80 something.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah. And okay, you guys, I got to tell a little bit because Becky is my bestie. So I may call her Becky. I may call her back Rebecca. If it's Rebecca, it's Rebecca P. whenever I say it. But so when Beck first started, she's like, how am I going to feel? How is this going to go? How am I going to feel? And then all of a sudden, she was booked out for over a year. So how amazing, talking about dreams coming true, like to see this dream of yours coming true, of hearing people, seeing people, and giving them a platform to be known. So thank you for giving that platform. Thank you for having this space so that me and the 80 other people will be able to have a platform and get in front of your followers and the people that love you to death. It's awesome to be a part of it.
Thank you. She always tries to make me cry. It didn't work.
I saw some teary-eyed, a little bit of glisten.
Yes, always. No, so like she said, we're going to talk about dreams coming true, how we make dreams into goals. Like, this is a huge thing, is that our goals can our dreams can sit there, right? And we need to take action on them to make them goals and achieve them. So I love that we're having this conversation, and no better person to start this off than my business partner, my best friend, and someone that has full belief in me, as you can see, and I have full belief in her. Like, it is a beautiful thing. So enough about us. Let's talk about you.
Love it.
I love it. So, so let's go there right away, right? We got to hear a little bit. Actually, if you want to share, what's a fun fact about you that you want to share with the viewers that that haven't maybe listened to your first interview, my very first episode, right? What's something interesting you would like us to know about you now in the present, 2020, right? Like
In
we're
the
still
present.
in pandemic and all the things. So, what do you want us to know about you? Fun fact.
Wow, that is in the present. I was going to give a fun fact about a long time ago, but thinking of the present, that's fun fact about me. I love, like, with a passion, love decorating cakes and cookies. Like, it's an obsession. My husband makes them, so he does all the technical stuff, and then I do the artsy stuff. And so we come up with a design first, and then we talk about the flavors, and then we use fondant, and like it's a whole thing. Like, it brings so much joy to be able to create cakes for people and cookies, sugar cookies with the royal icing, like the decorated so the icing gets hard. Like, if you've seen
Very
those.
fancy.
Oh, it's so fun. And we are better together in that. Like, making a cake myself, I don't make the cake, he makes it. So the flavor is him, the design is me. And that's kind of us, is that he's more the backbone and I'm more the skin. So yeah.
The
And we both,
frosting. I like the cake and the frosting.
yes, we both got muscle. So we both got, flavor. We got
Yes.
looks.
I love it. I love it. And they make amazing cake. Like, they look so fun. I'm just like, wow, you guys. And Susie's creative in everything she does. Like, it all looks beautiful and creative. And I love that you shared that, because that is definitely something. Did you guys start that this year? Like, I feel like you really dove into it this year.
We dove into it this year. We started with Knox's 1-year birthday. So that was in 2019. So March of 2019. Okay. So yeah, like when COVID started, like that's when our first cake, I think that was our first cake.
That's 2020.
Yeah, but COVID started in like before Knox's birthday, because we had to cancel his party because of COVID.
Yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. Decorating and
2020. Anyways, yes. This is all a blur, right? This is all a blur.
What year are we in, you guys?
Where are we? What
We're
day
here.
is it?
We're here.
Yeah.
What's important is that you guys do something creative. Like, you are better together. Even the fun, like decorating cake and like down to what you guys freaking eat. You find a way to do it together and make it better with both of your collaboration in there, which I think is a beautiful thing. So
thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's talk about, what is like a significant, like big dream that you had that, that was on your heart.
Yeah.
And, we have to start making an action plan or build, right? And getting clear on that vision of what that dream looks like, because a thought is just a thought until we like speak it into existence and give existence and give it life. So where do you go when you think of that?
Yeah. So the biggest dream that I think of recently, and I mean, it involves you, but the biggest dream is our On Purpose with Purpose community and virtual workspace, that to be able to know that the dreams that we've dreamt for 6+ years, that we've dreamt individually, I think of it that dreams become goals when there's action attached to them. So we could have thought about it, dreamt about it, talked about it, but if we didn't take action, then we wouldn't be here. And the growth in that is so amazing to know that the idea that we had, like, it's expansive, and it's always been expansive. And so to be able to take the steps that we needed to take to get to the place that we are now. And it's so cool, because when I dream, I see kind of a picture of it, but I don't see faces and I don't know their names. So I've had a dream of speaking in front of thousands of people. And every single time that I speak in front of an audience, I thank them for being a part of my dream come true that I dreamt when I was 12 years old. You guys, when I was 12 years old, I saw a crowd of thousands of people and being able to speak to them. And I didn't know at what level, I didn't know that it would take a stroke for me to get on that stage and to have that platform. But every single time. So I have to say, watching this is a virtual audience. Thank you for being a part of my dream come true. Thank you for being here in this exact moment and just hoping that you get exactly what you need to out of this conversation, out of this vlog, to know that the dreams that you have inside of you, they're there for a reason. They're there to become goals, and the goals are meant to happen. But the dreams don't turn into goals, and they're not accomplished, they're not checked off unless there's that action there. So just want to to know the contributing members that we have of our On Purpose with Purpose group, and to know we've just stepped into having managing contributors. So that means that there's circles, there's pockets that are going to grow, and thinking that there's going to be growth where we got to have the dream and it was planted, and now the roots have grown so deep that the leaves and the branches get to sprout out.
She's such a visual person, you guys. I hope you love this as much as I always love. Susie can start to tell a story, and she's literally a full-on storyteller, using your hands and being able to give you the perfect picture in your mind to fully absorb and take what she's putting down. I love it so much. And so Susie, you're talking about we can think it, we can talk about it and having that action plan, but a big thing that you talk about is belief.
Yes.
And having the belief and borrowing the belief of other people in order to build our confidence to be able to make the plan and then take the action, right? So you talked about how we've had separate dreams that have now literally just molded together, and that's a huge thing, you guys, is to understand we both had dreams, right? We have these dreams, and then we talk about them to each other, and then we build on that so that we can have the confidence to be able to borrow each other's belief and know that we can make the plans and make the dreams actually come true. And that's something that you specifically work with people on to draw out that confidence in themselves, because they borrow your belief, right?
Right. Well, and a huge thing too is to know that we don't have to have it all together. We don't have to have none of it has all the pieces, because we need each other. We're meant to need each other. We are created to need each other. And so in knowing I need people, I need a circle of belief. That is one thing that really was huge in my healing from the stroke, is that exactly who I needed was there. They showed up. I didn't tell them that I needed them. They showed up in their strengths. And if they wouldn't have shown up, if they would have shrunk back, I would have gone without, and I wouldn't be where I am. And so really a huge important thing about making your dreams become a goal and the goal become a reality is to know who you're surrounding yourself with. It's such a huge thing. If you have got people in your life or things in your life, and I am speaking to the choir, I'm holding up a mirror myself, things in your life that hold you back, or people in your life that hold you back, or thoughts in your life that hold you back. Who are you surrounded with? Right? Who are you surrounding yourself with? We get 24 hours a day, and we get to choose how we spend it the majority of the time.
Right. I think of boundaries.
Yes, exactly.
That's exactly it. Because sometimes we don't always realize when they are toxic relationships or they're beneficial. And I think a huge thing that we have learned definitely is setting those boundaries and expectations up for yourself so that you can easily kind of pivot, right? And we all know that this is the year of pivoting and fish out. So having those boundaries is super important. So what would you say about boundaries with that kind of thing, your dreams and your goals? How do you set up a boundary around borrowing people's belief and really stepping into that?
Well, so this is what like what that just made me think of is that we
Yeah.
can borrow people's belief, whether it's negative or positive. And
Yep.
so with that, it really, like, when we need other people, when that dream is at the point where you need other people's belief because you're not there yet, make sure that the people that you're borrowing their belief is going in the direction of the dream happening, not the direction of cutting down the tree,
Mm.
right?
You
Make
get that? She
sure.
just brought that visual full circle for you guys.
So make sure that you surround yourself with the people that will bring the sunshine, that will water the tree, that will, help you grow into that, and that will give you the nutrients that you need for that dream to grow and for that dream to become a goal and the goal to have action around it. So the boundaries that you can ask yourself is you can say, so separate the dream. Okay. So even take a sheet of paper, think tank it, take a sheet of paper, write the dream down. What are your specific dreams? What will it take to get there? Because a lot of times we can see the steps before we believe that we can actually take the steps. So you can see the steps and say, okay, what are the steps that it's going to take to get me there? And then who am I surrounding myself with that can either help me and support me in those steps? And sometimes we need to invest in people because we don't have the exact skill set or the belief to make those steps happen, right?
Yeah.
So investing in people, inviting people in that are amazing and that believe your dream with you and that will help you grow in that. And like cutting off the different things that don't serve that dream. So, say there is something in your life that is sabotaging your dream. It's time to see it for what it is, and it's time to get it out of your life. Because we each choose what we let in. We can't necessarily choose the situations that we're in or structures that we're in all the time or things like that, but we can choose what we let in and how we protect ourselves with boundaries. So boundaries are meant to keep the people out that we don't want in and the people in that we don't want out, right? So it works both ways. Boundaries are an amazing thing that I believe people don't have enough of and aren't necessarily secure enough in themselves to have the boundaries and say, this is my boundary around this dream. And it's happening. So you're coming with me or you're not. We're in this together or we're not. And that's okay. Like it can be okay to pivot. Like when you said pivot is like this year, I feel like that should be the word of the year for everybody.
Right.
is pivot, because we all have had to pivot in some way. And so pivoting is great, and knowing the people that support you so that you can borrow their belief in times when you need it. And here's the thing so borrowing my belief is a cycle. Okay. So it starts with who you have in your life from when you're kids. Who are you listening to? Like as a semi-new parent, what am I saying to our son? How am I speaking into his life? How are we speaking into his life? And so the who in your life determines your belief until you get to a point where you can choose who is in your life. And then you get to say, does this person support me? Do they not support me? So it starts with who, and then it goes to you, and then you get to be the who, right? So by the things, like it's cyclical, one of my favorite words. It's cyclical that it starts with who. So ask yourself, who am I listening to? Whose voice is in between my ears? And if your voice, because here's the thing, I've got a relationship with depression, and the part of the relationship lately has been toxic. And so I've been able to share that with friends. I've been able to share that with my husband. I've been able to share that part of it because the stuff that's going on in between my ears, not so great. So I've gotten to borrow my friend's belief. I've gotten to borrow my husband's belief. I've gotten to pick up my son, and like he gives me in my family growing up, you make a noise when you hug, you go, "Arr!" And he just started doing that this morning. Like he
Oh,
hugged me so tight and he made the noise. And like feeling that hug, looking into his eyes, like I can borrow his belief. And so in that, know like whose belief who needs to borrow your belief and who can you borrow from when you need it. That it's not just a giving thing,
yeah.
you know, but to receive that belief from other people. That's really what I've learned over the last few weeks, is that I need to receive the belief also, not just be the one that's giving it.
What would you tell the viewers for advice on how to start receiving the belief?
That is a really great question. Um,
How do
what
you
do
receive a
say?
compliment?
Saying thank you. And so with a compliment, saying thank you, but also when your circle of people are speaking life into you, being able to accept it, to look them in the eye and to say thank you, but then also to know that it's okay to receive. A
Yeah.
lot of times, people, so many people that I know are better givers than they are receivers.
Well, that's because we're put in a box to believe that, right? Like
Mhm.
these are things that we actually need to focus on unlearning a lot of the times, is
Yes.
that you don't have to just always be giving. Women is for sure, women especially, like we were taught to be nurturers and like help
Yeah.
everybody and have that mindset. And that's something that like unlearning at least pieces of that to know like
Yeah.
it's good to do that
Yes.
and be on
Yes.
the receiving side of that, so that it is that circle and that cyclical thing that you're talking about.
Absolutely. Well, and I mean, a huge thing about that is that you've got to have both, because sometimes people receive a lot more than they give, and sometimes people give more than they receive. So finding that balance, and I think like there isn't necessarily balance, right?
Right.
Balance doesn't necessarily exist, but boundaries can. So
Yeah.
really learning yourself. So that's a huge thing about saying the dreams and then the steps to get to the dreams, but learning yourself and saying, what do I need? Right?
Mm-hmm.
What do I need? And that's a question. Actually, my husband asked me last night. He's like, babe, what do you need? It's like, I need you to write down a list of all the different things that you need, because I'm oblivious to them sometimes. And then it gets to be too much. And then there are breakdowns,
Mm-hmm.
and there are cracks, and there are things that I need to accept and receive. And it's been fun receiving. Like it really has been fun to receive and to allow myself to receive.
I love that. So I want to point out what you just said about balance, because that's definitely something that, is a huge topic in entrepreneur land, right? Like we talk about,
Yeah.
oh, work-life balance and all these things. And
Yeah.
something that Susie and I are on board with and like we agree on is like, we don't want to have the balance thing. It's more of, it is our life, is our business, is our family, like all of those are a piece. And really like, so I wrote down, because I'm a note taker, I wrote down balance equals energy. So to me, it
Yeah.
isn't balancing it, it's the energy that we put into the boundaries, the energy that we put into
Right.
the communication with our loved ones, and
Right.
boundaries that we have around the certain things in our life, because
Right.
energy matches energy. So
Yeah.
when that is balance, right? Like when
Right.
the energy matches, that
Yeah.
is balanced.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
not saying where is the work-life balance. It's, does the energy match the energy? And then you actually get the balance and you
That's good.
feel the energy.
That's good. I like it. I like
That's
it.
because I have an amazing person to bounce my thoughts off of all the time and pull these through and draw these things out. So no, but that's so true. I just like pulled that all together and realized like it isn't balanced, but it's balanced, but it's understanding that it's an energy and it's not like an actual
Yes.
tangible thing that we
Right.
can see.
Right.
Boundaries are where we find that piece that we have
Yeah.
the control of.
Yes. Where we set boundaries around our energy. Because if we're expending more energy than we're receiving, then that's where the imbalance comes.
Yeah.
That it needs to be a being filled and then pouring out, and being filled and then pouring out. And with that, like, that's where energy matches energy. And you can feel it in the room. Like, I feel it in my family, I feel it in business, I feel it. And that's why too, that starting off with amazing things, like what is something that is a celebration? What is something that is a victory in your life? Because when you stay, like, science and quantum physics says that when you are in an energy for 17 seconds, you're going to continue to go that direction. So when you're in a positive space, you're going to continue to go that direction. So that's why we start everything that we do with a celebration or a victory, to be able to be in that space. And we truthfully feel a difference. Like, I mean, that's even in our friendship. We're like, okay, give me a celebration. If it's a hard day, tell me something good. Like,
in the hard days, it's tell me another thing.
Yes.
Give me some more. I don't feel the positive energy enough yet. We need to match that energy by
Yeah.
having enough positive jolting going on too. So
Yeah.
no, I love that. And so to like wrap this part up, right, and
Yeah.
understand this. So I want to end with something good too. So
Yeah.
I love, and Susie, you know this about me, like I love thinking big and looking
Yeah.
to the future while
Yes.
staying in the present and taking the action. So I'm going to ask the question like I always do. Where do you see yourself 5 years from today? 2025, November 2025. What does that look like for you?
So Knox will be about a kindergartner or so. And I see myself, so I see the world being a little bit more travelable, if that's how you say it. Yeah, mobile, that we'll be able to travel again. And I see traveling across the country, actually with our families. So some speaking engagements, but then also building on purpose with purpose. And I don't know if it's in 5 years or less or more, but a movie. So I'm gonna pick that dream back up, and I'm gonna make it into a goal eventually, that a movie about hope and being held. And so yeah, so either before or after or some point in there, I am putting it out to the world, I'm putting it out to the universe, I'm putting it out to God, and like, this is, here we go. I'm gonna pick that dream back up.
I love it. You guys, I've saw that on her vision board before since I've known her. So
Yes.
that's amazing to hear you speak life into that more now.
Yeah.
Again. So
Yes.
thank you so much for jumping in here, doing this with me today, joining us on the video podcast series, giving some really awesome nuggets and how people can really learn to borrow belief and match those beliefs and energies to keep moving towards their dreams and to make them goals and to set
Yes.
themselves up for success, right? Building to the success is what Susie does best. And all of that just rolled off really beautifully. I love that. So Susie, thank you so much for your time. Everyone that's watching, connect with Susie. Susie, where's the best place for them to connect with you?
So my email is hello, so HELLO, at Better Together and the spelt out co.com. So hello at bettertogetherandco.com. Shoot me an email and I would love to connect with you. So what happens when you shoot me an email, I will send you a free connection scheduling link, and then we can chat. So no matter what it's about, if it's about your business, if you know someone who's had a stroke, I love speaking and encouraging stroke survivors, caretakers, all of that. If you just want to talk, I love being able to talk and connect. So hello at bettertogetherandco.com.
Perfect. And if your guys are looking to be a best-selling author, this is your hookup. Yes. Connect with Susie, all of those amazing things that she just talked about and more. I love it.
Gotta do this.
There you go. Stroke to Success. Go find it. I love it. Thank you so much, Susie. Everyone that's watching, love yourself, live fearlessly, and make it a great day, everyone.
Bye, guys.